If they want to really something tight and it's on the ground like that, if it's hanging off the side of something, you don't usually need to sit down because you can just fly. You can fly it into the porch if you want to. But this is so close to the ground, and if they want it to be stable, it's like it's hard because the sub has to stay like a meter over, right? So even that length, even if you're right next to it, it's kind of difficult. Zoom in there, video.
Pushing in.
I don't usually sit down unless I'm told to, because it takes forever and it makes the sub dirty generally. Yeah, that's right. That's right, yeah. If you can do it without sitting down, it's probably better, right? But sometimes you can't. I mean, the thing is, it's like, whatever about I can do this or I can do that, but it's just, you know, whatever you have to do to get it, what they want.
Is this as close as we can zoom in?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
I can scoot up another small bit to it, but we're pretty much there.
Steve says this is probably Calyptrophora and does not want to sample it. So I think we're okay to, yeah, no, sorry Coral. I think we're probably good to move on.
All right, full wide please.
Coming out.
They're just like super fine because we're actually like right next to it. Don't tell me that's, no, it's not wrecked in. Fish.
Ooh, another fish.
So we can do a quick zoom if we can, but I don't want to.
Yeah, he's going in the right direction. It's perfect.
Cool.
Okay, zoom in there, video.
Pushing in. Sorry about the laser in your eye, bro.
All right, come wide a bit. Try and get him again.
Cutthroat eel, says Steve.
Ah, cool.
Do you want full wide?
Yeah.
Coming out.
All right, Albert.
Okay, so does it look like you have a slope on the left side or something? No?
Kind of on the ridge. Definitely slopes off to my starboard and it's kind of flattish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we had I'm trying to see when are we gonna come up here.
I think you can do that.
Yeah.
You can do that now.
So we will move north now.
Yeah, that's pretty much like right here. That's good.
Yeah. Cool. Bridge nav, can we step north, please?
What does it mean when you ask for a step?
So the ship has the dynamic positioning system, which is a system that is like the ship can move with a bow thruster and a jet pump in the aft, and essentially these two
Zoom in there, video.
systems let it move freely in any direction.
Wow.
So when I ask for a step, it means that I want the aft of the ship, where the cable that goes to Argus gets
What
into the
is
water.
that?
I think it's a sea cucumber.
What?
Stop it. No
What?
way.
No.
Pull the
Yeah.
zoom back a bit. Lose
Like
it.
an umbrella or something. on it.
Pelagothuria.
No
That's a sea
way.
cucumber?
What? Wow.
The pelagic sea cucumbers are really cool.
No, that's wild.
It's
I've
out
never
of the
seen
lighting.
anything like that.
It's so shiny.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, we can definitely
You can
take
push
some
in
good
again.
shots of this. Oh, wow.
You can see through the whole thing. Oh my gosh, wow.
All right, full wide.
That was
Coming up.
wild.
He's still around.
Oh, he's in bubble cam. He's on our porch.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's gonna go somewhere.
Is he going to sample himself?
Maybe. That was cool.
That was really
super
cool.
neat.
I had no idea sea cucumbers could have that sort of like those wings.
Step again.
Yeah, there's a few pelagic species
Yeah.
in there.
Step again. Yeah, yeah.
This is
yeah.
right
Oh,
behind.
really
Step
beautiful.
again, please.
What was the scientific name of that one?
Now we're going in the
I think it was a
abyssal plains
Pelagopharia.
here.
Oh, man. Oh, out into the sand. It's lovely.
Yeah, it looks like we'll be flat here for a little bit and then go hook up with that other ridge.
Looks to be a bit of a plain there.
A plain old plain.
I mean, Sarah, here's your chance to talk about mud.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it's more
Sarah.
This
sand.
is more sand.
Is it not muddy enough?
Not muddy enough for me. Although, although I haven't
So
seen.
you are one of the few people that actually enjoy mud.
I love
on the
mud.
seabed?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god.
Tell us about mud anyway.
Well, I mean, when you look out on mud, it's really not that boring if you think about it, because it's a lot of there's a lot of different colors going on normally, and the colors mean like different chemical processes that are happening in the sediment. So you can kind of figure out a lot about what's going on in the sediment and in the sediment water interface just by looking at how the sediment is like being displayed on the surface and the different colors that you're seeing. If you have mounds, you can not here, because here, I mean, it's pretty interesting because we see all the ripples, so we can talk about like the predominant currents. Obviously, you know, to have sand ripples like this, it'd have to be caused similar to how you have it at a beach or somewhere, or on dunes from currents or wind in the dune example, flowing over, so you can get current direction.
I mean, it's incredible how much it does just look like a beach.
Yeah, it's
like,
crazy,
It does,
right?
yeah.
And then in some areas that we've been going where we haven't seen as many ripples, there's been a lot of like little worms that are poking out of the sand. And so then you can think about the other worms that are living down there. And those worms are things that, like, you know, the Dumbo octopus could eat worms that are like living in the sand like that. And the animals, like this, even those small little worms that you can't see until you zoom in, they do a lot of reworking of the sand to put nutrients down deeper into the sediment. And sometimes, you know, you can take a core and 20 centimeters, 40 centimeters down, you can find animals that are living, which is pretty cool. There's a lot of hidden things down there.
Sarah, what sparked your love of mud? How'd you get into that?
that is a brand new sentence. Like nobody in the history of mankind has ever said that before.
Where did
It's an exciting place to hand it over to you, but maybe we'll get better
So-
again.
I like the sampling
some,
of it. I really like coring.
Yeah,
It's
take the
just
gauges and
super,
then
it's a
come over
super
here.
fun process, whether it's push coring or using like large oceanographic multi-cores or gravity cores. It's an interesting
bring Argus
process
down a
seeing
bit?
that come
Yeah.
up. It's
You wanna
cool
step
looking
again?
down through the vertical
Sure.
record and seeing what's going on. I have worked a lot with methane seeps in the deep sea, and the mud there is super interesting because you can like have super smelly areas that smell like sulfur, and you know exactly what's happening there, and you can predict like what microbes you see there and stuff. I don't know, there's like a lot going on in mud once you get down to it.
Have you seen the methane like hydrate worms?
Yeah, I've seen
That
those,
tunnel
and we've
in?
actually, on some cruises I've been on, we've brought up some methane hydrates, and we've been able to light them on fire.
Whoa.
Yeah, and like watch them, and then for science.
Everything for
Everything.
science.
And they bubble, so when the methane hydrate's disassociating, a methane hydrate's just a methane molecule surrounded by frozen water, so it just is like a methane ice basically. And when it melts, it releases bubbles, and so you'll have this like bubbling core that looks like some weird swampy mud that is releasing a lot of methane. And the hydrates themselves are kind of like pop rocks. If you are so inclined, you can like take a little bit and put it on your tongue, and it'll like pop like a pop rock does.
Cool.
So you put something that you
You
took
put them
from
on your tongue?
Yeah.
from that deep,
For science, guys.
and you put it in your tongue.
Yeah.
You like risk.
Hey, Albert, what's our depth right now?
Yeah, that's 1,280.
So, okay, 1280.
Sarah, does it taste good, or does it just make a...
It doesn't really taste like anything. Methane doesn't smell or taste like much.
Doesn't methane smell a lot?
No, not methane gas.
Huh.
I thought it did too.
Like natural
think they-
gas
they
in your house, they
add-
add something so
Yeah,
that
they
you
add
can
something.
smell it.
Oh, okay.
Like benzene
Yeah.
or some other thing.
Yeah, because I think otherwise it's one of those like you just don't notice
Yeah,
and
you
you
never
slowly
notice.
Most of what
suffocate.
you smell when you like think you're smelling methane is something else. Like in like sediment cores that have methane, you're smelling the sulfur, not actually.
Sulfur,
Oh,
that's right.
okay.
Yeah, that's right. Not methane.
Do you want to put another step, or do you want to switch first?
You can call in the step.
Bridge nav, step again, please. Thank you.
Yeah, I know, I shouldn't.
Argus view is pretty cool right now. It looks like we're almost like in a desert or something. Like no rocks out here.
The bubble.
Anybody know where Seaweed looks for a job?
Ooh, the kelp wanted ads.
That's right.
Boom.
Whoa.
That was good though.
Step again.
Why does it take pirates so long to learn the alphabet? Because they spend so many years at sea.
Ah.
Why did you decide that they get stuck on R?
That was a good answer.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Did you see the latest pirate movie? It's R-rated.
Is there a way to make this chair not do this?
Yeah. Like on the right hand side you have two handles. The back one. Sorry, on the left hand side you have two handles. The back one blocks the motion.
Got it.
And like you can put it like different, like if you want a bit, you can just do it a bit and block it again.
Sit bolt upright. I'm so against reclining. Not just on airplanes, everywhere. Get a job. Sit up straight.
You are.
Oh, good.
So now is it good for move now, Gabby? Bridge nav. Step again, please.
Albert brings us back to reality.
Yeah, Albert's like, okay, everyone,
Back to the
settle
seafloor.
down.
Yeah, sorry guys. Like, we have a plan to follow.
You have a seamount to name.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. Any inspiration yet?
Doug.
Besides Doug.
Besides Doug.
Besides Doug.
Anything other than
Which is
this.
so inspired, you know?
We can call it NA114 seamount, and that's it.
No.
Oh, that's such a good name.
Or H1783, which would be more like on the target.
Sounds like a computer named it.
Yeah, well, I work on computers all day long, so
Sounds like
what
we're
would you
naming-
expect?
We're
Can we
naming
do
stars.
a quick zoom on that fish, please? Albert, what's the depth of the top of the
Okay, push in
seamount,
video.
Pushing in.
approximately?
I think it's about 100 meters shallower, approx. 100 to 150 meters shallower.
Okay.
So it will leave us
It's too
about
far.
1100.
Pull out.
Less pushing. A little bit out.
Coming out.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, once we reach to the top, we will need to decide what do we want to do. Because cruising the top won't take too long, unless there is like
You can go in a little further.
huge amount
Pushing
of biodiversity or something that
That's good.
stops at every meter. But once
Funny
we're in the
looking
top,
fish.
we will have to decide if we want to drop back down for a bit or what.
That's a cool guy. Yeah, I know Emma was talking about potentially cutting the dive short if
Okay.
everything is kind of.
I don't think we will make that call though. I think we have enough.
Okay, go wide.
Pulling
Like
out.
probably the next watch will get on the top and then cruise it.
Yep.
Probably we will only like probably reach maximum to the top.
There's another fish
There's
too.
another fish.
Let's get it.
Do you want the other fish?
Sure.
Yeah,
He's
it's
a little bit
sandy-
more of a mover
it's-
and a
it's a s-
shaker. We'll see what we can do.
It's a sandy with nothing.
Okay, go zoom in.
seabed, so
Pushing in.
some focus action. There you go. This one we have seen this 2 or 3 times I think already. Isn't that the same as earlier?
I think so.
To my fish understanding, that looks the same.
Little wider.
Pulling out.
Go wide. Did you guys get the headshot you wanted there?
I think we're good to
Okay.
keep going. So yeah, a lot of these flat top seamounts,
are
when you
pretty
get
close to the bottom.
I know.
when you get to the summit, it might just be mud or sand like
I
this.
just saw that going yellow. I was like,
Oh yeah, no, I can see it in the shadows actually.
Okay.
Greg likes to say the shadow. You can pilot by the shadows.
Oh yeah, that's why
It definitely helps a lot. Like if you start seeing Mongo's shadow over the side, you're a little close.
Yeah, and these waypoints, from what I understood, were pretty randomly placed along the track, so we don't like exactly have to go to waypoint 4 if it doesn't
Yeah,
make
yeah,
sense.
no, but the thing was, the idea was to come up here and then
yeah, that I think that's
cross.
good.
I mean, if that same sand was 1,200 meters up and with a palm tree, that would be a paradisiac place.
That's true. We all love sand when it's on a beach.
What's that fish there?
Let's find
Is that
out.
a fish? Yeah.
Looks like
It
it.
looks like one.
I can tell you that's not a rockfish.
Not a rock.
No, not a rockfish.
Oh.
The orange one things. Those are the only group that I can identify.
It looks like a rat tail, but I'm not a fish
Video, can you
expert.
give me a zoom?
Pushing in.
Just partial.
Yeah, it looks pretty rat-taily.
More.
Nope.
I mean, really, that's how scientists tend to name things, so
Mm-hmm.
it's not always the most inspired.
Go wide.
Coming out.
I pulled on you a bit, Gabby.
Yeah, I'm feeling a lot of like jostling.
We can put in another move.
Mhm.
Bridge
That's fine.
nav, step again, please.
That's no better.
Mo better. Okay, another zoom video.
Pushing in.
I've seen this thing before.
You want
It's
some more?
pretty big. This.
That's probably good.
It's a cool fish.
You got what you need?
I think so.
Okay, go wide.
Coming out.
Thanks, video.
Yeah, thank you.
I think that's one of the gadiform fishes, actually.
Which, the bigger one?
Yeah.
Oh, what? What did you say, Sarah?
Gadathorn.
Gadathorn?
A ways out ahead there too.
Yeah, thanks. Come back. End of my leash.
Did someone take a Niskin in the back and then left one and then took another one?
Yup.
So apparently the Niskin 8 wasn't working.
Oh, really?
Oh, I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, because we took 7.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so 7 and 9 have been taken, but they tried 8 and it didn't work.
Ah.
So we only
8
have
is the
2
one with
left.
that.
Yeah.
I bet it was cocked wrong. It's the one with
Oh,
that you cocked differently.
Yeah, improper user error.
Yep.
It's actually the easiest one to set up.
I know,
but it's also
but it's the easiest one to
something
screw
is
up too.
counterintuitive about it. People always hook the loop,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
it doesn't work.
Another step.
Yeah, sure.
Brakes now. Step again, please.
Video, can you zoom for me?
Thank you.
Pushing in.
Old sponge.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, go wide.
Coming out.
It just had like a bunch of like different ripples behind it, but they must just be the like the turbulence
Yeah.
from it. I was kind of wondering if it was something that had crawled there. Video, can you give me a zoom?
Pushing in.
Great.
Are these corals or are these something else?
These are sea pens.
And this is a live one?
Yeah, it looks like. Yeah, you can see the polyps.
But that's a type of coral, or
Yep.
that's okay.
Yeah, it's really the only type of coral or sea that grows in soft sediment. So they have this like big fleshy bulb that
Okay.
is like buried in the sediment.
Okay.
That's what we were talking about last night. It's
Okay,
called the
go wide.
peduncle.
Coming out.
Peduncle.
Peduncle.
So that one you could potentially sample it just by pulling it all out.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen them sampled that way before.
And that
Yeah,
that
that's
can
the
be
easiest way. I
only
mean,
in
when
sand,
you can't
or
always-
can
that
it
doesn't
also
always work
be
for you, but when it
in
does, that's like
sediment, like the
primo.
one that Sarah likes?
Yeah, you see them. You see them in a lot of different types of soft sediment.
Okay. Do you want another move? Bridge nav.
Yep.
Step again, please. I find it very funny how shrimp swim, because it looks like they are actually walking instead of swimming.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
really does.
No, or probably.
It's like a dog trying to paddle.
This is the Umbalula
This one's
sea
cool.
pen.
The Umbalula.
Umbalula?
Umbalula.
Wow.
Am I saying that
Good
correctly?
name.
I thought you were saying Oompa Loompa.
That's what I thought he
Yes,
said
this
too.
is the Oompa Loompa sea pen.
It's kind of fitting too. Umbaluba. Wow.
It's beautiful.
That's really
Yeah.
neat
It
looking.
is.
That's a good one.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow, that's really different.
Thanks.
these organisms cannot decide to reach for some food, can they?
I mean, the tentacles of the
Go
polyps move,
Coming out.
but
But it's
the
ve-
entire organism doesn't move.
But like it can move, what, like half a centimeter or
Yeah,
The polyps?
just like the whatever the range of the
of the polyps are. But
Polyp
like
is-
how big is a polyp normally?
depends on the coral.
So these big
Half
things
an
that we
inch,
see here is a
something like
polyp.
that. Yeah.
So
Oh.
like it has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like 10-ish polyps. This.
Yep.
Okay, you
Okay.
can give me another zoom video?
Pushing
And then
it.
each of these has 8 tentacles.
That's good right
so
there.
the tentacles can be moved.
Tentacles move around and
Okay.
look for food. Good. Yeah.
You can go a little closer?
Pushing in. Is that good?
I just did it. You probably turn them back on.
Is that good, pilot?
Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
It looks like one of the tentacles or the polyps was like cut off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Scrap.
Some snail did its work.
Hey guys, so I think if we can just pick up the pace a little bit on
Okay.
this flat section.
Okay.
Okay.
That is a really nice shot though.
Okay, video full wide.
Coming out.
Oh, what a cool little critter.
Yeah, definitely. That was fun. Ooh, another fish down there.
We can just do a
Yeah,
quick,
video, you want to
like
give me a
real
zoom?
quick zoom as
Pushing in.
we fly by.
How are you with samples? You got 3 rocks.
4 rocks.
Okay, go wide.
Coming out.
You guys got what you wanted?
Now they are talking on the science side.
I bet Seabrook got what she wanted.
They are updating the dive plan.
Just keep going. They want to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. Yeah, the basic idea is get onto that ridge that we are looking for, go to the plateau at the top, start cruising the plateau, and be on deck by 8.
Yeah, what is it, an hour of ascent?
Yeah, how fast can we go up? Like 15 meters per minute or so?
That's a good bet. We're pretty buoyant.
We used to have a...
We're almost the right buoyancy, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good now. A lot better than it was last
Yeah,
watch.
totally.
Albert, do you know what the depth is at the plateau?
I think it's like 1100 or 1150.
You
Okay,
can put
cool.
in another step.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Reach nav, step again, please. That's about 75 minutes approx.
Okay.
To the from the top to the
deck.
to the surface. Then the deck operation always take like half an hour. Once we get onto the surface and we
Oh,
have
yeah.
the vehicles secured on deck. Yeah, I never know when they say recover by this time. It's never clear to me if they mean like be on surface by this time to start the recovery procedure,
We
or
have transit to the next dive site?
I'm not 100% sure. But
I think it's
Yeah,
pretty
I'm-
close.
Yeah,
Unless
because
that's changing.
That's right. This is the unnamed one that's next to the
to the one in the protected area.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, it was like a couple hours or something.
It's 7 hours.
Oh, 7 hours?
7 hours.
Well, don't listen to me. Do a quick zoom on that.
Yeah,
fish?
absolutely. Go for zoom video.
Push it in.
7 hours. That means that we're either going
Wow,
in at
skinny
4
guy.
a.m. or 7 or 8 a.m. Yeah. Yeah, 4 a.m. is a bad moment for launch.
I'm moving towards him and he keeps backing off.
I know.
No, he's,
He's,
like
he's
reversing
pretty
away.
smart.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm gonna get you. There we go. And now he stops reversing.
Figured you out.
This guy's tricksy. He's pretty though.
That's probably good, thanks.
Okay, go wide.
Coming out.
Oh, it's all we get anyway.
Yep.
Hi.
He figured us out.
All right, starting to come back into the rocky bits.
Yep.
He was like, I'm starting to get a bad feeling about this giant robot.
Full of spinning blades of death.
Giant racket.
With a claw.
Claw.
Yeah, Herc is really, really loud if you're a critter.
Yeah, I bet.
Super bright, super loud, like all the way metal.
Heavy metal.
Yeah, exactly. Herc's covered in tats. Screaming.
Do you want another step?
Yep. You can just move through the end.
Bridge nav. Can we step again, please? Thank you.
We got some viewers asking about when our next dives are going to be. We're going to be diving on and off for the next couple weeks. And the best way to know when we're actually going to launch the ROVs is to follow us on Twitter, actually. So if you follow us at EV Nautilus, we give dive alerts a few hours out so you know when we'll be launching the ROVs and you can follow along. So that's a good way to stay posted.
Is there anywhere else for people who don't follow Twitter? I don't have Twitter.
You don't have Twitter?
I don't have Twitter.
I don't have Twitter.
I don't have Twitter either.
Like, well, I actually
But I
have
think
Twitter. I just never open it.
if you just even Google, and then we usually try and give you an update on nautiluslive.org a few hours out.
Okay.
But it's a little more accurate on Twitter. I think you can just Google
What do
EV
you guys
Nautilus
got over
Twitter and
there?
it'll come up.
I think it's Ben's. It's definitely not mine.
Look at that fish.
Hey,
Do a little zoom on that guy.
what's up?
Yeah, it's again the one with the pointy nose.
You're good with your fishes, Albert.
The pointy nose fish.
Pointy nose.
Well, it's self-describing.
Pushing in.
The pointy nose fish.
I mean, it's a pointy nose.
It is. It is completely accurate.
I think you should be the one to name the seamount.
Yeah.
2 or
Those
3 years ago in the
urchins next to
California,
it.
in the Californian coast, like in a full, like we were seeing a lot of rockfish, and the science were like, I was trying to ID them, and they were like, you won't be able. These are like
Yeah, the rock
like
fish.
getting down
Many of
to the actual like.
It's
Yeah,
really
there's
hard.
so
very
Yeah.
many of them. Yeah.
And they gave me a book like this thick. It was impossible for me. Like that was the worst navigation watch that I had because
Nice,
I was
Gabby.
trying to ID the fish all the time, and I didn't manage until I
lasers
just
on.
started like reading all the
lasers.
names until obviously one of them was the proper one.
Oh, sponge.
Great
yeah,
footage.
this is a cool. It's like it's leading us to the sponge.
Combo.
Yeah, little combo shot.
With the shrimp.
What's on the sponge? Oh, yeah,
With
is that
the
a shrimp on there?
Wow.
Nice job, pilot.
Huh, thanks.
These sponges are so beautiful.
I love the webbing over the top. That's really neat.
Yeah, we saw that last night as well.
Yeah, we did.
More
One-
developed webbing on the last one.
Yeah, it was more.
Okay, go wide.
Coming out.
They kind of remind me of those like IKEA lamps that people have. Like the big like paper.
Yeah, just
fold
upside
around
down
them.
then.
I think the
Inspired
sponges
by
were around
deep-sea
first.
sponges. Yeah.
Do another step.
Mm-hmm.
Bridge nav. Step again, please.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking as long as the terrain is manageable, we can keep him sort of at 0.5 knots or below. If he starts getting up there,
Yeah,
it's a little bit harder
The
to
layback
follow.
has been really good so far. It
Yeah.
hasn't gotten stretched out.
Video, can you give me a zoom?
Pushing in.
Sweet. I'm just going to keep moving by so you can keep it a little wider.
Is that the black shrimp back there?
Is that a what?
That there's like this thing here looks like a black shrimp.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, something there.
Oh, another sea cucumber. Pelagic guy.
There.
Okay, you can go wide, video.
Coming out.
I want to keep the vehicle moving, so like we can just like go in quickly for some of these.
Okay. Is that
Like-
ready to go now?
Yeah, go
That's
for
a-
it. Yeah, okay.
Coming out.
Do we have an estimate on how many species are there approximately
big
of
sea
corals?
star.
Oh, this
Look at
guy's
that. Can we zoom on
Ooh, I haven't looked
laid
at that in a
out
while.
old junk.
Wow.
Pushing in.
He had a big night last
Oh.
night.
It's been on the order of 5,000.
Oh, exhausted.
5,000.
But I should, let me look that up, because I could be telling you the wrong thing.
That's so funny.
He's sunning himself.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously looks like
Party
it.
animal.
I was like,
So this is in the same group as the thing that we saw?
It says 1 to 9 million species are estimated to live on coral reefs.
Well, is that just
That one
corals,
is
though, or
like-
is that?
No, but only like
I don't know.
corals in coral reefs or species of anything?
When I first
Another
Googled
step?
how many species of coral are there, the Google result was at least 7.
Yeah, that's what's coming up. I mean, it's not wrong.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
we've seen at
It's-
least 7.
7.
At least
Do you-
7.
It's accurate, it's not precise.
Yeah.
Not wrong.
Can we step again, please?
Yeah, we're good.
That's
Albert.
really
Yeah.
funny.
So how many
I
zeros
figured
would
with
you
all
add
the
to that,
laugh.
Seabrook
No.
or
With all
Sam?
the laugh, I figured you were
Probably
okay.
at,
no,
at
you're right
least
to ask
4. At least 4.
Not at least 7.
Yeah, I remember it is maybe like
Zoom.
around 5,000, but
Nice.
I should look it up, because I could be remembering that wrong. What's interesting, though, is that half or even a little over half are deep sea corals.
Oh, wow.
So it's
Oh,
like we
really?
normally think of like a
Yeah, I thought
coral
the
as like a
biodiversity would
tropical
be-
thing, and it's like
Yeah.
really like this is what you should be thinking
Okay.
of when you
Okay.
think of a coral.
I'm gonna catch up
And
for a little bit. No more.
Might
No
have
more
read
zooming.
somewhere that there's also
You asked for
freshwater
no more
No more
corals?
zooming for a few, because
Okay.
I'm just gonna
Or
try
they're
and get
not.
out ahead again.
Okay, so
Yep.
it says that fewer than 1,000 reef-building coral species exist, but that's just the reef-building ones.
Yeah, like
So then if we think about
octocorals
everything
are a lot.
else,
So the majority of biodiversity is in cold water corals?
Yeah, I think it's just a little bit over half.
Okay.
But we're constantly
Updating that.
finding new
Yeah.
species and redoing the taxonomy of different species. And
So the cold water corals don't build reefs.
this is a little bit debated. Technically, the old definition of a reef is something that would impede a ship's traffic.
Right.
So by that definition, not really. But some of the big stony corals in the deep sea do build, I think, what any reasonable person would look at and call it a reef.
And is that made out of like calcium? Is it calcium carbonate that
Yep.
that makes the shallow water reefs?
Yeah, so the stony corals are all calcium carbonate. That's what their skeleton is comprised of.
Okay.
A lot of the octocorals that we've been seeing are a mix of, some have these really small sclerites, they're called, embedded in their tissue that are calcium carbonate, but they also just have a few different proteins that make up their skeletons.
Yeah, as long as our layback is good and he's keeping the speed under control.
Yeah, we got lots of room for Argus.
Yeah. Yeah, that is just completely awesome about having infinity tether.
Yeah, for this stuff it sure is.
Just totally deluxe.
Is anybody using these systems? Like in the industry, I saw there's like systems that they have like this tether that goes like with a winch, so you can have like a lot of tether.
that's the norm for a two-body system. It's either called a cage, and the vehicle goes inside it, or a top hat they call it. So that, but in either case, the cage or the top hat has the tether is on a winch drum, and it has like a couple of 100 meters on it maybe.
So but is people using those for science, or only in the industry they are using that?
I don't know of anybody using a two-body system like that for science right now. Ropost used to use a cage. So typically with a cage or a top hat, you'd put a couple of thrusters on it like Argus has so that you can orient it.
Yeah.
And then you just push a button to pay out that tether drum.
Yeah.
So then you bring that cage down or top hat down to a depth, working depth, and then you fly the vehicle out or away from it, and you just pay out that cable.
Yeah.
So you can go a lot further. You can go further away than we can go. We have to move the ship all the time.
Yeah, well, that's interesting in the industry, because they want to, like,
Yeah.
moving the ship is costly in terms of time, essentially.
Yeah, and oftentimes those systems are made to work on ships as well as rigs, and they don't move the rig except to maybe like move it on and off of a well or something like that.
Yeah.
But aside from that, they generally don't move the rig around everywhere.
Yeah.
Right?
So that's why you want to be able to move the ROV without moving.
It always launches from the same place, and then they want to cover their whole field where they're working from that, right? Yeah. It gets like, but it gets to the point where it's almost another ROV, right? It has another optical, like focal unit, another tether, another set of slip rings, thrusters. So it's like it's a lot more to go wrong, right?
It's an Argus basically with like a lot more mechanical
With
stuff,
more stuff
right?
on it. Yeah.
Oh, can we do a zoom on that coral, please?
Yeah. Just give me 1 second here.
So we hold the next step for that zoom, or do you want to put it in anyway?
Put it in anyways. It'll be a
Bridge
quick
nav.
one.
Step again, please.
Okay, you can go for zoom.
Pushing in.
Thank you.
Is that an urchin next to it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it. The spines are so long on these urchins.
Is there anything else you guys wanted about this guy, or just this kind of a zoom?
No, I think this kind of zoom is good. I think this is the same one that we saw near the start of the watch.
I can go a little tighter, I think. if you
Another
want.
primnoid.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's just yeah. Yeah, it looks like the Calyptrophora that we saw earlier, but I'm not 100% sure. That's good, thank you.
Are these sea urchins the same
Okay, go wide.
past,
Coming
like
Nice
the
video,
same
that was great.
type of animal as the ones that you have on the beaches that are black with,
Yeah.
and then you step on them and it's painful?
And it hurts, yeah.
It's not good for either one of you to step on.
It's not very comfortable.
Yeah, I stepped on one of those earlier this year.
Really?
Well, yeah, actually I was swimming and just like my feet touched a rock and Yeah, that was painful. I couldn't walk for like 2 days.
Ouch.
And it was not like on the bottom of the feet. It was like on the top part. It was painful.
Where were you swimming?
In the Mediterranean, it's where I swim.
Nice.
You didn't know that?
Obviously, the Mediterranean.
That's not where you swim?
No,
I
it was-
wish that's where I swim.
The exact location was La Scala, a very nice village,
Ooh.
40 minutes away from where I live.
I've heard of La Scala. Why have I heard of La Scala? Does it have a famous... never mind.
No, nearby they have like this really old.
They have a famous opera house, right?
No,
No?
no. It's like 1,000 or 2,000 people.
So I
Oh,
just
okay.
found something that says, to date, more than 3,300 species of deep sea corals have been identified.
Wow.
So that's about.
That's getting closer.
Oh,
about
crinoid.
Ah,
Here,
you see,
check
that's
it
the
out.
one
Oh,
you
there
said.
it
That's the
is.
crinoid, yeah.
Oh, they're
Ah.
so cool. Wow.
They're
They're
not
so
just
entertaining to
bizarre.
watch.
Puppy dog with 5 legs.
You
What
can
is
do it,
happening
little guy.
here?
Could you imagine
They're
trying
so
to build
silly.
a robot that moved like this?
That would be amazing, huh?
That'd be insane.
It's like remember the things in the Matrix are like that, aren't they?
Are they?
Remember those?
This guy's tired.
Wormy guys, just done.
Oh, he was working so hard.
Okay, I gotta get moving here. That's enough.
Have you seen the? They're like I don't even know what to call them. You see them on the beach. They're like these mechanisms that look like that thing. They're made out of wood and they're huge and they're just automated. They go on their own.
What?
Like they're pushed by the wind and this thing.
I don't know. I think you just kind of like they run by perpetual motion, like locomotion. But yeah, they look like that thing. And I've seen videos of on the beach.
I've seen videos of things like that, but they are not perpetual motion because that essentially cannot exist. but
Minor
but
details.
It makes it goes like it has a small sail, and with that small sail it can be pushed.
There's a lot
by
of
the
life
wind.
up here now. Relatively, I guess.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
and
it's
eventually we
definitely
should find that the slope goes up more like 60 rather than north, or
Yeah.
Okay.
even 70.
Are you going to waypoint 4? Or are you just going to go up?
No, the idea is to turn
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
like
just
this
go
now.
up
Yeah,
the
that's a
ridge.
great line there.
Yeah, that's gonna be nice.
I was waiting for her to see, like, kind of see that it's starting to like either be flat or slightly
I mean, I
down.
think we're there. Honestly, like
Yeah.
if you look in
Cool.
if you look in Argus's map, there's
Yeah,
Yep.
it's going to the right hand side.
it's time.
Do it.
Cool. So we'll start moving at
Do
70.
it.
Yeah, 70 will be our bearing now.
70?
70. Yeah,
Holy
070.
smokes.
Holy
Bridge
Alright.
nav.
Turning.
Can we step at 70 degrees bearing? 070.
What lives? Oh, I'm getting behind.
Thank
Ugh.
you.
I wanna
Just
know
because I
what.
turned, you're kind of under me.
Okay.
You're right there.
I wanted to know what was underneath that rock, but
You'll never know.
gonna get left behind.
It's so frustrating thinking that we only see this chunk, and we might be missing like
Yeah, you only got a little tiny flashlight.
like maybe on that shadow there's like something that might cure cancer, and we're missing it.
There aren't. They use like sponges and tunicates to do that a lot, right?
Yeah, I
Or
don't know
some
that.
at least?
I just know that there's
Yeah.
like a lot of medicine or
Yeah.
research being done on that field.
Yeah.
On that field, I mean like taking or looking for things
Looking for natural
underwater.
products. Yeah.
Well, especially underwater because it's way less explored than land. So
Yeah. This is Look at Albert. Perfect timing. This is exactly the spot where it falls
you-
away in both places.
Yeah.
you see,
Beautiful.
what a team we have.
We have an awesome team. Except the Herc pilot's slow. Come on, Herc.
You can always blame it on her, not on the pilot.
Yeah.
Herc's pretty zippy.
Yeah.
Blame the scientists for always wanting to stop and look at sciencey stuff.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, yeah.
Another move.
Yeah.
Bridge nav. Can we step again, please? Thank you. Can like, can you imagine what will happen when we reach the top part? It might be all sand with nothing, or it might be like rocky with thousands of corals.
So my guess is that most of the sand will be scoured away.
And it will be rocky then.
But I guess you could have the other option, which is if you've got a bunch of currents coming up the side, they get to the top and you get all this sort of turbulence, and then they drop all their sediment.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
a lot
have
of
no
these
idea.
flat top seamounts will have pretty sedimented tops. We looked at the backscatter and it looked like there's definitely some hard substrate, but
Okay.
it could definitely be covered with a few feet of sediment that wouldn't show up on that.
You're way ahead there now.
Yep. And I'm sort of off to the side too.
Bridge nav. Step again, please. Thank you.
Just sort of following, that's fine, but it misled me.
So if this is lava, was that lava eventually at some point?
I think so.
Yeah, it's all lava.
So is this seamount an old volcano, or is it some other volcano or hotspot that
Zoom
just
video?
throw that to the surface, and then it just like became a mountain because like some motion or something?
No, generally seamounts are extinct volcanoes.
Okay.
Yeah, so here there's a hot spot that's been moving around, and so the hot spot is, you know, a
Cool,
center of
fun.
magma,
Yeah.
and as it moves,
Bunch of those yellow
it'll
corals.
kind of stop for one period of time, and you'll get a seamount forming like this,
Okay.
and you'll have an active seamount that's having lava come out that we're seeing here, and then the hot spot will move on. So that's mostly just the plates moving
go away.
over the hot spot, but sometimes like here the hot spot can kind of have a little bit of movement in it, and they aren't quite sure why, I
There's a
don't
bunch more
think.
sponges here.
But as the ocean plates are moving, we get these chains of different seamounts forming along the ocean floor.
Uh-huh.
So this one I think was thought to be around 80 million years old.
That's cool. Yeah, that hotspot thing, they tried to explain it to me last year in Hawaii on some cruise that I was. And like, I cannot imagine how, like, why is it not moving? Like,
So-
how can we assume that the hotspot is there and not moving, or the hotspot is moving? Like, there are so many things and layers and blah 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 that
Yeah,
it
so they've
makes
been able
it's
they've been
difficult
able to date the different islands